See, oh wait, it fixed it. It fixed it. Hey everybody, it's me, Wednesday night, right, with me, Lynn Rene MacDonald. So we are coming to you live tonight from Virginia Beach, Virginia for our show at 7:15 on Wednesday nights, a live talk forum with me. This is a metaphysical show. It is about asking and getting the answers and learning and growing from higher knowing of love energy that is God, or love energy that is universe, angels, whatever you want to call it, as long as you understand that it's coming from the purest form of love. Thank you all for coming in advance, right? This show is on donation. It is about teaching about love. So please, you can donate in different ways on Venmo, on PayPal. You can also donate through energy by sharing what we do with each other. I see Nicole on there. Hey, Nicole, thanks for coming, girl. Wild times, wild times. So this show is about teaching and learning and growing and asking questions here live on Facebook and in our live studio here at our shopping center, the Institute for Christ Consciousness and the Copper Dragon. Today, we have a couple people in our audiences. We have a gentleman named Dave and Sophia who have joined us tonight. And we have Jennifer, our traditional person who works with us, as you know, and Rachel will be here shortly. She's got some other things Wednesday. Today we've gotten, excuse me, a little bit crazy sometimes before the show with obligations and things that we got to get done. So Rachel is going to be a little bit late tonight, and we're still battling things here and there under the weather as we're working on getting well in our health. As we've told you in the past, we're fighting multiple different toxins as the whole planet is going through a series of this on the planet in terms of learning to love ourselves and respect our bodies and take care of ourselves and come from love with ourselves. This is why this is happening, whether you chose to get inoculated or whatever the health issues that you got going on are. It's all part of the grand design that is God and stars. And so the reason I'm again telling you about this is because every other week or every few weeks we have these challenges as we are working. I don't want to say trying, as we're working on healing with love energy and God. So that said, thank you all for coming. We're going to do our questions from last week first, I believe. Jennifer has her questions. I see a few people on there. Hey, everybody. Thank you so much for coming. As you know, every Wednesday is our live show at 7:15, so you can reach us here all summer long here live on Facebook. Our replays are on YouTube. We have over 290 videos from way back before COVID-19 in the old Capricorn balanced Earth world. When I say balanced far more than it is today in the world that we got going on now with code of ethics and doing the right thing from love, right? Okay, that said, we're going to move ahead with our show. We have Jennifer tonight, and we're going to focus, and Ray will be in here shortly. We're going to focus on your questions. But Jennifer, if you wouldn't mind telling me who's here so I can say hi.
Oh, we have Emily Gonzalez, Teresa Courtney Lloyd.
Hey guys, thanks for coming.
Warmack. We got Nikki Oper. Sorry.
Yeah, Nikki Oper. Nikki Oper.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And we have a few people here in our studio audience. Again, it's early, right? But it is a Wednesday night. So lots of it has been going on with Universe, but we're going to start with last week's questions so we make sure we get everybody's questions answered. So go ahead, Jen.
Great.
Thanks for coming, everybody.
Yeah. Thanks. So, I think we'll start with a Fiverr for Nita. Okay. Nita was looking for a Fiverr last week.
Okay. All right, Nita. Does Nita have her birthday in there? Because she comes in as having a lot of prominent Leo energy in her. All right, what's the God's honest truth for Nita? I still feel that you're working your stuff out there. When everybody asks me for a Fiverr, what happens is, if you don't give yourself enough time to have these things go on and happen in between, it's kind of like you get variations of the same guidance and advice and wisdom from Universe, depending on if you change your course or not, or what you've chosen to do or not, and how quickly you're moving ahead or not, right? So for a Fiverr for Nita, what comes in is pretty much a lot of the same stuff because you have to give it time, right? We talked, I think, about a month or so ago, maybe longer than that, about, I believe it was your daughter and her work. I feel like she's working that stuff out. So this comes in for you now. So a lot of times you'll get a lot of the same stuff because it's not like it's been a year. It's not like it's been 6 months. It's not like it's been a lot of time for this whole process to go on as your soul goes down its journey and its path for this stuff to happen. Do you see what I'm saying? So when you ask for a 5-minute reading, I mean, you can ask for one every week, but you can focus on different things, but don't expect something that's going to be really way out of the ordinary different. I'm going to pull stuff out of the hat and on your life path, of all the actual avenues you can go down. But know this, so that when you come here and you go, well, she didn't tell me something that was really, really super new or anything, and I kind of already knew that. Well, this is about your destiny, and you pick and choose where you want to go and how quickly you want to go there. So when universe guides me to this is what this is about. So if you don't give it time to manifest in Earth world and do it, it's kind of crazy that we would be asking for 5 minutes, 5-minute readings all the time. Unless, of course, let's say you have an issue, and this isn't like, like my sister calls it a beat down. This is not what this is. It's like, a beat down is when I get on your shit, right? Jennifer knows about that. It usually happens on a personal level in my family, right? But this is really about understanding how things work with the universe, giving yourself the time to make these things happen. You know what I mean? To let it go, let God, and then you create your reality. If you decide that you want to go in a different direction and you ask for stuff, yes, things can change. Like if you haven't got a house or something hasn't gotten worked out. But as a general rule, when you ask for a Fiverr and it comes in as not giving any kind of direction, right, you're going to get all this information that pretty much is in alignment with what you have gotten before in the past, because it hasn't had enough time to manifest in your reality, or you haven't gone on that path or completed what you need to do to create these things to happen, to open new doorways for you into your future. So that said, that's really important so everybody can understand, with the Fivers and how universal law works, right? Let's say, Anita, if you had some kind of problem and you focused on that particular problem, then of course there are going to be new information for you, because now we're directing it towards a certain energy, right? As a general rule, they're going to tell you what they see that it's best for you and your destiny and where you're going in this moment. And you decide where you want to go with it. However, if you focus, you say, well, just like we did a few months ago on your daughter, or we focus on your career, or we focus on a problem that you're having with not getting along with your neighbor, or whatever it is in your life that is toxic or not working for you. You could focus on your health, or you could say, hey, I'm thinking about writing. What do you get on that? Or something creative for your future that you thought of or came to you in a dream, or something metaphysical. Do you see? So when you focus on certain things, then you're going to come up with new and neat and creative things guided by higher knowing, because now you're feeding that energy with a direction, a place of being, because otherwise universe says, well, we see that she wants A, B, C, D, F, G, and her soul connects with us, right? And it basically tells us, let's say, and has a journey in alignment with the universe. And so certain things open up as we do certain things here in Earth world and ask God and universe for certain things, and those things open up. But if we don't give it enough time, right, then universe says, well, here's this and this and this and this. But a lot more times than often, it's ask and you shall receive, always, not just a lot more times than often, but you're always going to do or get far more information when you work with the energy and you ask love, right? Consciously, and you create what it is that you want to happen, right? So, and also this will rocket you forward as you do these things and you live in Earth world, because it's a balance of physical and metaphysical, Saturn's Earth world, and all that is God, that is love, or Pisces, right? The heart of the whole entire world, right? Okay, the heart of the collective. Okay, that said, for you, Nita, it's pretty much similar things going on. Nothing really happening too much based on what I just said, to give you some enlightenment and to give us all that so that we can understand how this energy works. And when you ask and you specify is when you really direct great shit to happen for you and you get the answers you're looking for. Do you see? Like and let me give you one more example too that they're guiding me to as well, right? Just like when you ask for a new car, well, universe, and you just say, thanks God for a new car. Universe may bring you a car that is new to you, that's a piece of shit that can't be driven, that was crushed in a junkyard. Or if you're more specific, which is exactly what I'm talking about here, right? If you're more specific and you go, wow, God, I want a 2019 or a brand new, right off the factory, created, Mercedes-Benz or a Jeep Grand Cherokee, and I want leather seats, and I want, a sunroof, and I want everything automatic, automatic, and I want the best financing, the best of everything that I need from love in this vehicle, and you start tailoring it to off-road tires, right, to the color that you want, the interior that you want, then universe has a bead, a hardcore bead on creating all these things to happen for you, and so this is what we're talking about here, even so with the 5-minute reading kind of thing. So the more specific we are in asking and working with God or love energy, ask and you shall receive, the more we create and the more the answers will come in, always. And when we can't get in that space, ask love that you can, ask God that you can, ask for all the God's honest truth of all the answers that you need, the best destiny, the best ways to do it, and ask God that it happens and you do it. Do you see? Okay, so going back to Nita's reading based on all of this and the great wisdom that universe has shared with us tonight about all of this. Thanks, God. Thanks. What I want to say is, I was going to need this fan. Super hot here in Virginia Beach tonight. Super hot. So
she did give her birthday, and she made a comment. Yeah.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Nita gave her birthday too. Cool. Hi Nita, I'm glad you're here. I didn't know if you were really here.
Well, she told me to share it to her page. So the minute you started on hers, I shared it right away.
Cool. Thank you, Nita. Thanks. All right, go ahead.
So her birthday is July 21st. Mm-hmm. And she said that finances right now are a struggle, and her creativity is through the roof.
Yeah. So you're probably getting a whole bunch of ideas right now, and we're all going through a similar phase like this. So thanks for sharing that information, because what's happening is we're all going through reevaluations of worth and money, what we don't have, what we're waiting for. We're a little bit leery about what we want to spend our money on in these times because, there's a fear based in this earth world, in our human nature, and with everything that's going on in the transits and the stars, right, with your second house of Taurus and having things, and then what the government or the quote unquote new world order is telling people about having nothing, and then there's all this bizarre conspiracy theory type of stuff or stuff that's coming out there, and it's creeps. So everybody's kind of freaking out, worrying about what they're going to do with their money, not wanting to spend their money, not wanting to do things, and all of us are going through this. And it's like, it's not unlike me saying, okay, how do I keep my shopping center going if I can't get the donations? And in these times I can understand completely why, where Earthworld is and in our people spaces, right? If I don't get the financial donations that I need to keep things going. So then I said to God, okay, well, how do I change that, right? So then they bought me new avenues, new jobs, new things that, and I said that I have to be able to do while I'm under the weather with my health and getting better, right? And that I can still do everything else that I'm doing in my life with all of my businesses. How do I keep everything going, right? So I ask universe, okay, for everything that I need. So and I'm using this as an example, not to play on your heartstrings for money, right, or anything like that. If you want to donate, you fucking do, and thank you, right? But if you, this is really to understand here, we're all going through this. But again, it's ask and you shall receive, so that you can have those funds, Nita, all right, and all of us, for what we need and want to do in our lives. Do you see what I'm saying? So this is how things work. Ask and you shall receive. So I ask God, the new avenues come in for me to make money, for me to bring in money, and then I can help clients who can't afford money or can't afford the money to do and work with me. We can still keep the show going, right? Because this is also what I love to do, right? This is what my soul came in here to do, and you must follow your heart, and universe will take care of you, right? They bought me this job here. So, if I get in those spaces of toxicity with money, and understandably so, in my human people space, because we're all going through this. If you are human and you are living in Earth world, you are part of the collective, and we are all going through some kind of reevaluation, transformation, okay? Uranus and Taurus, fifth house stuff, and second house stuff, all right, about our worth, our value, okay? And what we value, worries about money and finances and how we're going to make ends meet. And I believe that Uranus, if I'm not mistaken, is going to be going into the sixth house, which is traditionally ruled by Virgo. Okay, but that said, based in that, Virgo is your house of your total practicality sign, along with Capricorn. but we're talking about Virgo because it's kind of like your work ethic, your humanitarian stuff, your money, and more of your money space, of what you are going to spend money on, your worth. So this all totally interconnects. Okay, so this is all going on in the transit. So we are all feeling it in our people space. Okay, in the collective, as well as with the world government saying, and then you hear all this about the crashes, so people don't want to spend money. So with this said, on a personal level, Nita, you're going through this. I get all these creative ideas. Your birth date is in July. What did she say? When is it?
The 21st.
Okay, yeah, and that's right on. What's so crazy about that, your birth date is universe called it. We talked about you being a Leo, right? You having a lot of Leo energy. That's creativity, that's being your heart, that's, charm, charisma, it's being a leader. Leo energy is a really great, fantastic energy in its healthiest space, of course, always. It doesn't mean there isn't challenges, there always is. But when we first talked about this, I said you come in as having a lot of Leo energy. So while you are traditionally an Earth world in your sun sign a Cancer, right? You're really a Cancer Leo cusp baby because the changeover, I believe, starts July 23rd. So you are half Leo, half Cancer. And Cancer is all about your family, which is why you would ask about your daughter, right? Remember when your daughter was going through this stuff? I still feel like everybody's still trying to work out their dreams. New doorways are opening. We're all going on this new path. And of course, it would be in Leo time. Lionsgate is right around the corner, right? And so all of these things, are coming together. They come together with different time frames on the calendar year astrologically and within all that is God, okay? All of these things come in and this happens, but this is also in these times, what's going on when they say you'll have nothing and then there's supposed to be, and it is coming, a collapse of the economy, right? So it's just, anywhere from now to 2 to 3 years, but September feels really strong for this. So everybody intuitively in their soul, just like when JFK was shot, people knew it was going to happen way back when. They knew it was in the collective, subconscious or conscious.
In the air.
Yes, it's like in the air. It's in the energy, the collective energy. So people will be picking up on that because whether you're spiritual or whatever level you are of God, of the space that your soul is in, you still pick up on everything, whether you consciously realize it or not. That's the nature of your subconscious soul. It's a genius. So the world is picking up on what's coming, right? And depending on the toxic of everything that goes on in any given second in the moment. But September, October has a huge propensity for big changes or a big shift, okay, in the stars and in all that is God, that is love. When I say in the stars, in the transit chart, in astrology, in the transit in astrology. So we're all picking up on that in some way. So you'll probably be investing more in gold or getting more food or preparing, I don't know what, you go to the store and you'll be like, and you won't even have an agenda or realize that you're being like this. And you'll be like, I'm going to the store, and you just buy 4 or 5 of a different item. And you're just like, well, I just felt like stocking up on that. And you're like, but your subconscious soul is like, fuck no. It's like, yes, you should get this stuff. Do you see what I'm saying? That's you. Jennifer says, that's me, But really, your subconscious soul runs the show. It always knows what's going on. So when you do crazy shit like that, right, and it's not really crazy shit at all. It's wisdom. It's highest knowing of love. It's genius. It's to what? Protect you. Help you. Make sure you're what? Okay. As all that is love always does. All that is God always does. Make sure that you have everything you need from love. Always. So, Nita, you got a little bit of this going on like all of us. Not kind of wanting to spend too much. There's a lot more creative doorways. Don't be afraid is what they're telling me. You will open these doorways and great things are going to start to happen. New doorways and new creative avenues are going to go and open up. And the more you do, the more doorways open, because you not only have to move forward in your existence in Earth world, in your human being actual doing space in this dimension in earth world, but also metaphysically. Ask and you shall receive, work with universe, create all your stuff. So I do see you kind of still keep going in this direction. Not a lot is really massively changing on the surface earth world where you're like, oh my God, this is coming and that's coming. It's more of subconscious changes, massive amounts of clearing, massive amounts of working out stuff, or a lot of spiritual people call it like shadow work. Whether you're doing it consciously or not, you came here in this reality, and the stars are all that is God, that are the catalysts. Stars meaning, astrology, right? All the planets, all the stars, right? All the placements in astrology are a way to see the energy and how it works here in earth world. But this is the catalyst of God or universe for all the changes and all the things that are happening here, and how this energy affects you has all been agreed to and is all part of your destiny of everything that is God in the world as you go down your life path here in earth world. But we must do in earth world. It is about Aries. It is about Saturn. It's about living in earth world and what? Doing. Okay, so the more you start to do, Nita, the more other doorways are going to open up and come together, and it goes both ways, vice versa. But this is a time for massive healing for us. Last month, I believe, we went through the Scorpio full moon eclipse, really powerful energy. Again, last night, if anyone saw that Sagittarius moon, holy shit, here in Virginia Beach, there was like all these wild clouds around it. And I said to Rachel, that's a serial killer moon. Because we joke about that, okay? All right, because Sagittarius, it's a long story, and we'll get into it probably on another day, but Sagittarian energy, and especially in a moon sign, has a lot of propensity of a super darkness with this. And darkness can come in anyone, anything, in any way, but it's one of those moons that has a lot of this energy in it and is known for that in a toxic space. Doesn't mean that there's not great things within that moon. There absolutely is. Our beloved Rachel, has a Sagittarius moon. You know what I mean? So it's all about your soul and where you operate from, right? Yeah, your intent. Who you choose to be, the choices you choose to make, what you choose to do is how your moon manifests out here, as well as everything that you are, right? Okay, so that said, if you saw the Sagittarius moon, so there's a lot of clearing, and this taps into all your Sagittarian placements and everything that has to do on a personal level in your chart, and everything that is Sagittarius in the house and sign of Sagittarius and Jupiter. Okay, planet Jupiter, rules Sagittarius, okay? There is, let's see. I'm just checking this out. With this, Nita, you're going to be resting a lot. You're going to be clearing. We're all going through this whole process consciously, subconsciously. We're all going through this. So I feel summertime is a time for Leo time. It's a time for creativity. It's time for relaxing. And this is kind of like a little bit of like Jennifer says, summertime, living is easy, the breeze, going on vacation. So I feel like it's going to be a more lackadaisical, relaxing energy in the overall consciousness for now through September. However, some of you who have a jump on the gun and are really like moving forward with getting things done and doing your mission and getting excited, because different phases of different vibrations in the collective or different consciousnesses are going to be coming into their new destiny at different times. It's all part of the grand design of the energy here on the planet that is going on in these times. But for you, Nita, right now, I feel like this is what's going on. We're all going to be doing this to some degree, but then there's going to be a balance of this as other people and all of us. And you may just grab onto this energy, Nita, and just start really getting creative and really going with it. And as you do that, more doorways may and will open up. But I do feel like there's a lot of rest and vacations and kind of like fun time and swimming and summertime stuff for you. And for a lot of people, it's a cultural thing as well in America too. Summertime barbecues, having fun with friends. And a lot of this too is about healing because there's so much fear in the world. We see these people who live out here in all these delusions, and they think the world is the same, and the world is not really the same. However, you can still capitalize on the energy that is your family, coming from love, these good times, things that you love to do. And this is all part of that, as part of our growth and healing during the summertime phase in the energy. So we're all going to be doing some of this. Also, make sure you guys get enough rest during these times. We are under an incredible amount of stress, and this also plays a major effect, or has a major effect on all of our health. So all of these things are not just for you, Nita, they're for everything, but it is also personalized to you. And I feel like you're going to just be rolling along. Come September, October, November, depending on if this crash thing, so to speak, economic stuff happens. There's so much happening behind the scenes that you're not, most of us aren't even consciously aware of. So we want to know what that is. Thanks God for that for us, the God's honest truth of it. So we get a more bead into what's going on behind the scenes and what's coming. But we already know by what we see happening in our reality, what we see happening out here. And that's for all of us, being the effects of inoculations, what's happening with the government, how people are spending. Like I drive on the road at night and there's nobody out there, and I'm like, wow. I don't know if any of you are noticing, and this is creep as fuck. It used to be the world was alive. It used to be I would go out in the world and I would feel a warmness for the world and the people, and that's gone. It's creepy as shit, man. So you can read the energy, you can feel the energy. Why is this? People are afraid. They're afraid, and everybody's changing, and there's a lot of stuff going on. And so universe is guiding me to share this with you. Anybody else noticing these things, just like the crazy way people are driving and how people are acting and what businesses are doing, right? These are all parts of those dark energies. The other thing for you guys to be aware of, and you too, Nita, everybody, is the darkness is really trying to make a last ditch effort to take over the planet and destroy the light. So you're going to have all kinds of vehicles. We've been going through this here, like you'll make plans and then the darkness intervenes through somebody who comes in and something happens over here, or some kind of creep energy is over here, or something happens to stop you or to try to stop you. But remember, the only thing that stops you is you, and you will know, because you'll be like, and you'll sit there and you go, what is going on here, God? What is going on here, right? And you guys know what I'm talking about, so just know this and be aware of it. If your plans don't go as planned, you will feel whether it's a dark energy or not, but it behooves you to be aware of what's really going on, okay? Because it's going to come in all shapes, ways, sizes, and forms, and it's happening now. Everything from somebody following you around in the grocery store trying to tell you to come to their house to get a new psychic advisor or do readings with, and then telling you to do like weirdo spiritual shit or like spells and crap. Is that what you call it? Spells, what? Yeah. Everything from that. I mean, a friend of mine said that happened to her. One of our close people said that happened to her. Just the other day, we were supposed to do an event and it didn't work out. And at the last minute, a person came into the shop and it was just so bizarre. And they called and then they like took forever. And even though they spent money and we were grateful for that, the whole energy was like really holding us up. Like the internet wouldn't work and we had to get out of there, and we were doing the right thing, helping her out and having her come in and advising her and giving, asking and answering her questions and all this shit. And as I'm doing it, I'm like, this is just fucked up. I'm like, what is not right here? What is not like kosher? Because you feel it. You feel it. Now, it doesn't mean I'm going to go, get the fuck out, you're Satan or all that crazy shit, right? No, I'm just going to say, okay, God, handle this now, please, from love. What is, and a lot of times it's not like that or in the way that you think. It's just energies that are sent in through the darkness to jack with you, to stop you if you're a being of light, if you're here to change the planet, right? This is really what's going on. It's crazy shit. So I'm just giving you these examples because, like, I mean, you know, this person took forever, was there for hours. They knew we wanted to get out of there. And then I ended up, through the goodness of my heart, trying to help this person, right? And I was there for like another half an hour and I'm like, shit, I'm like, I gotta go. I gotta be somewhere. I gotta go. And they're fucking up my whole plan. And I'm like, and I gotta be somewhere. And I'm like, okay. All right, God, what is going on here, right? And then I'm calling Jennifer, and she's still in the shop checking this lady out, and I'm like, Jennifer, what are you doing? I'm like, we gotta go, right? And you're like, I don't know, the internet doesn't work. Oh my God, oh my God. And I said, stop. I said, this is dark energy going on here. Doesn't necessarily mean that the woman is dark. It means that there is enough darkness for her, for this energy to be, to come in and create this kind of stuff via her to happen. Pretty wild shit, right? Nothing is in the way that we think it is, and it's multiple, and it's infinite, and it's all the ways of the truth of God or love energy and how everything works. God is infinite, so there's so much to learn all the time. But in the meantime, we don't get the freak on. We ask God. We say, okay, love, how do we deal with this? Handle this now, please, from love. And Jennifer's like, well, the internet's not working, and I can't check it out. I say, okay, well, I want to make sure that you know we're waiting for you out here, you know? So then she ends up coming out. And we end up going to our event, and that even got jacked up for particular reasons. And it's the same kind of thing. So what do? We are beings of light. We work with God. We talk to God. We clear the energy. We change it. We work with it in the moment. We ask and we shall receive, and we change everything, and we persevere from love energy. Right? By working with God. So I could throw myself on the ground and say my event was canceled, or this sucked, or this person stopped me, and blame all my shit on everybody else and wallow in the misery, which is what exactly the darkness wants you to do. Or I can grab hold of all the love energy that is God, and I can create something different. Right? In the moment, and with all this that is happening, by saying, okay, God, let us get there on time. Let it work out in the best way. And even if it doesn't go in the way that I planned, which it didn't, it didn't, right? And I was like, okay, you know, what do we need to do? What do I need to work from this? Where do we go from here? How do I create what I asked to happen? And clearly, universe knows exactly what it's doing, and I work with that energy, right? In that moment. And this is for all of us because we are all challenged with this energy in these times. So Nita, coming back to you, I just really feel it's pretty much a lot of the same stuff, you know, rolling along. I feel like you're banking some money, you're preparing, and we're all going through some kind of stuff like this. When I say banking, it doesn't mean literally investing and putting your money in the bank. I don't necessarily advise that in these times. Be wise about how much you keep in the bank, because if at any minute Uranus sends out its lightning bolts, you don't want to have hundreds of thousands of dollars or thousands of dollars or all your money in the bank or banking system. All right, because there is a propensity for them to suck it right from you. Everything that is electronic, they can do anything with, but it's a lot harder to take your shit if it's in physical earth world reality. That's the nature of what one of the essences that is so amazing about earth world. It's about things. It's about having things, and it's a lot harder to take things away here than it is in the internet virtual.
Well, and then remember when Greece crashed and all the people at the lines at the ATM and
and Jennifer is just thank you reminding us right now about when the economy crashed in Greece years back, and you guys can look this up as well. There were people trying to get money, had no money, all their money was in the bank. They were online for the ATMs for like a really long ass time. I think some of them were like sleeping out there like they do that they used to do on Black Friday, you know, to get a deal.
Tickets,
or for concert tickets, you know. And thank you, because that's a great observation. But if you're prepared and you have some money at home, you know, or money wherever you keep money that is safe, right? Ask universe where that space is, be it dollars, gold, silver, abundance in all different ways for the best tools and gifts of things that you are going to need or can trade with, right? Just like growing your own food, another avenue, you know, having your own chickens, everything, doing, you know, perfecting your services. All these tools are going to be gifts into the future, and may we not even fucking need these things in any kind of toxic way, right? May all great things happen. Always. That is the intent, right? However, because we live in earth world, it's physical. we must prepare in the physical, because that's wisdom of Saturn in Earth world. Everybody understand that? Yeah. Yeah. Just like when the season comes and the lion has the opportunity to kill as much animals as he can so that he can eat. I don't really, I have to wrap my head around meshing with that. However, in my people space, I got some work to do spiritually with that. But the bottom line is the lion does that, right? To make sure in the season of abundance, he's going to try to have as much as he can, right? For those times when it is lean, and be wise about it. Innately, naturally, in his energy, that is his God connection of the best well-being for him. Do you see? And this is the truth for all of us. Within Earth world, it's wisdom. It's wisdom. It's Saturn's Earth world wisdom. And because we live in Earth world, we have to be present. We have to work within this energy in the healthiest, best way from love. This always guides us, and we create and manifest with all of this. And they all go together, and they fit magnificently, right? But our best of everything that we are comes from this balance, right? Libra, right? Balance. Of being able to balance all that is metaphysical, that is God, that is love, with Saturnian Earth world, law of universe, and then you're on the road. And not the only way, the best way for you to be able to do this is by doing what we do, hands down, without a doubt. Of course, there's all different kinds of ways to do things. It is not the only way, but this is the best way from love energy. That's why we do what we do. Okay. All right. That said, I think you're good for tonight, Anita. Just roll with it. The things that we told you, it's going to kind of roll. It's going to be interesting. I feel like the fall is going to bring some exciting times in the collective, but as long as you have God and you are prepared and you've done all your stuff and you keep working with love energy and you create your greatest destiny, and no matter what happens, God forbid, let's say you didn't have a place to live, or you lived in a tent, and you talk to God, you ask universe, bring you the best home, bring you the best of everything you need, and you will be fine. It's about wrapping your head around being able to do this, getting in that God space, talking to love, and creating what it is that you need, because we all have this power. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're the scourge of the earth or you're on top of the highest star in the sky. You got this. We all have these gifts. We are all part of that same love energy that is God. That said, let's move on. Who's our next person? Oh, and Rachel's back. Hi, Ray. Hi. All right, go ahead.
Nikki and Nicholas. They are looking for a past life reading on a past life that they can get the most healing from, one that they had together.
All right. Nikki and Nicholas, was this from last week?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Hi, guys. All right. Thank you, God, for the God's honest truth and best wisdom of the past lives. That's with Nikki and Nicholas. That is for the best healing right now for them. Thank you for the details of everything that has to do with this and is all of this. God's honest truth, best healing, gifts, tools, understanding, wisdom, visions, everything that we need now, please, for this, for Nikki and Nicholas and their best healing. And thank you, God, for that for us. See how we do it, people? You all got this gift. All right. This is some weird shit, Nikki. Whew. All right, God. Thank you for the best way to explain this. And Nicholas, this is some bizarre shit. Instantly what comes in is a tiger. A tiger lifetime. Now, I too have had tiger lifetimes. It was some of my greatest lifetimes. Tiger lifetimes are fucking rocking, or can be. Doesn't mean that they're not sometimes, like all lifetimes, without crazy shit that happens. Oh, this is really wild. I'm just putting it together. Just give me a few minutes here as I put it together, because Sophia was this, Nicholas was in this, and you were in this, Nikki. And what's interesting is Sophia was a tiger, and Nicholas was a tiger, okay? And you were a tiger trainer, Nikki. Yeah, oh yeah. And I keep seeing these visions. I'm just trying to see. So this is also why you have connections to Sophia, right? Had a little bit of a runny
It's
nose
never
here.
what you think.
What?
It's never what you think.
No, it wouldn't be never what you think, right? That's the nature of God or love. It's really cool shit. It's really fucking fascinating. Okay. Let me just see here. Because Sophia was a tiger, and I feel like you were in a ring with a bunch of other tigers. Oh, this is crazy shit, Nikki. One was your mother. One was Sophia, and one was Nicholas. And what's crazy is that... You have a relationship with Sophia in this reality as well. I feel like Sophia in that lifetime was a young tiger as well. But you were the trainer, Nikki. You were the trainer in this environment. What's really wild is Nicholas was a tiger, but he was like I had a lifetime where I was a dragon, and what happened was somebody stabbed me that was one of my best friends or my best person and killed me, and I trusted them. Ooh, not a good lifetime. All right, and it's very personal. So I'm telling you this, though, because this is kind of the thing that happened. Nicholas was this beautiful male tiger who reminds me a lot of a German Shepherd dog that Jennifer had named Jack. A lot of you might have known me back then and know Jack, and Jack passed away from cancer in traditional Earth world way back when. I think it was in 2017. Yeah, in 2017. But the thing about Jack is he was a horse, really. But he was a lover. I mean, this dog would just be like, he loved everybody. And he was big as fuck. Big German Shepherd male dog, right? Where I have Samson, who's a big male German Shepherd dog today. But Samson is not like Jack at all. Samson's like, fuck off, right? He's very aggressive in comparison to Jack. Jack would do what it takes, right? However, he didn't have the aggressiveness, that, let's say, Samson has. And Nicholas was a tiger like this. He was a beautiful, beautiful soul. And something went down, which was a betrayal energy in this energy. Okay. And if you think about it, the relationship that you and Nicholas have right now reflects some of this energy. The relationship that you and Sophia have reflects that. The relationship with you and your mom that you have reflects that. Because your mom comes in as being not such a nice tiger. Right? And Sophia was a younger tiger, but the thing about Sophia is Sophia carries this in this lifetime now, right? Tigers hide out, and they're very kind of solitude. They're in solitude. They like a singular life. They like to be alone. They really don't like to be fucked with. But when you fuck with them one too many times, they lose it, right? And Sophia is that kind of tiger, and she uses that energy in the person that she is today. She taps into that energy in her soul. Well, your mom has like a more wildly aggressive energy, not unlike Samson, but just different, right? So your mom was in that ring as well, interesting enough. But this is really, to show you how these energies, you can identify with these energies in this reality, and you can see where this, relates to what's going on now. Like I explained it with Sophia, how you can see that tiger energy in Sophia, right? Like my two daughters, Sophia is one of my daughters, Madeline is my other daughter. Madeline is a jaguar, runs with a lot of jaguar energy in her, and not jaguar, leopard energy. And if you know anything about leopards, they are the most ruthless cat on the planet. Madeline, like when she's ready, she just jumps on your shit and she'll go for your throat, right? But I've seen Sophia and Madeline go at it, right? And what happens is when they've been in a fight, Sophia's calm, and then boom, Sophia nails her, and Sophia's tiger comes out, and they're both like, oh my God, what happened? But this is how you see that energy in action in the Earth world. It's really fucking fascinating, right? But if nobody shares these things, we don't understand how these things happen, where this energy comes from, what's really going on. And it doesn't mean that it's a bad thing. The reason Sophia's soul retains this tiger energy, just like all of us, is to help her in situations where someone is attacking her, right? And then at some point, she can tap into that energy and say, hey, no, this is not acceptable for me, and fuck off. And she can use everything she got. Like people say, well, you shouldn't be angry, and you shouldn't be mean, and you shouldn't be nasty, right? We all have everything in our portal of our souls for all the best tools that we need. It's about your intent and how you use it. So being a tiger and being aggressive and coming out and biting and fighting doesn't mean that you're bad. It's what you do with that energy and how your soul utilizes it and carries it from lifetime to lifetime, and what your intent is, and even if you do bring it forward in this life, right? Makes sense, right, Sophia? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, and it should make sense to you all here too, right? And then people get a little bit weird with their far-fetched, and they don't believe in past lives, and they don't believe that this can happen and all that stuff. Hey, you know what? Ask God what the God's honest truth is, because the way you learn value and worth is by experiencing different things in Earth world, right? So if you don't understand, and not everybody can be a tiger or wants to be a tiger or wants to be an ant or wants to be all of these things. It doesn't mean we have to be all of these things. Through the experiences that our souls call in of what we choose to be for whatever experience we need, so we can understand love in a much more advanced way than we could ever if we weren't literally that or had that experience in this world. So when people say to me, oh, well, you can't really be that, or that really doesn't happen, it depends on the vibration of God and your belief systems and the stuff that it all behooves us to work on, clear out, change, address, whatever it is we need to do. Because the truth is, this is the truth. Okay? And you know it by how people act. You can see these things in their energy, just as well as I know that Jennifer's dog Jack was a horse, and his physical energy, he would morph into that, and I could see it metaphysically. That's all part of my gifts, and we all have these gifts, and we can't wrap our head around it or wrap our beliefs around it. Ask God that you can. Ask God that you see this. Ask God that you understand this. Yeah. Cool shit. Incredible stuff. So Nikki Opper, Nicholas has tiger in him, and this is why everybody loves him so much. He's so warm, he's so loving, and he's so beautiful of a soul. Tiger energy is just, oh my God. If you close your eyes and you think about all the fur on like a Siberian tiger, and if you could just like wrap up and get a hug out of that big old tiger, and feel what that feels like in the energy. Oh my God. From like a giant house cat, so to speak, that acts more like a dog or just has incredible love. This is who Nicholas, right, was as a tiger. But the most detrimental stuff that comes in here, and to change the nature of the relationship that you have from the energy that you guys got going on with this energy, because there's far more underlying things going on here, right? Far more. So there's, it's about kind of like it carries with it, you're the boss, you have the boss energy. Nicholas is cool with this, but this is about having a healthy balance in your relationship. And this is why this comes in. This also comes in about healing betrayal energy from lifetimes, right? But your whole relationship is so unique. Him coming over from France, you guys developing a relationship before this, the whole COVID-19 epidemic of the world, you guys becoming friends, the twin flame soulmate, all these other things that come in with that energy within your souls are all related to this and this journey and this destiny and this healing. Okay, so when you ask for this, I want to ask them what the betrayal energy, like what happened was. Okay. This makes me want to cry, so I'm going to ask God to release these emotions in the healthiest, best way for me and for all of us. Because what happened, Nikki, is you sold Nicholas to somebody who were these two other trainers who swore to God that they were going to be the greatest, right? And the second you did it, you realized you shouldn't have done it. And that it wasn't in a healthy space. So, and basically what happened is you sold him to these two trainers, and essentially they killed him, and he starved to death. Okay, but this energy is all part of the energies in some way, shape, or form that is running in you guys. okay, in different ways, in different variations. So this is why this is coming in and you're asking for this, because this is pretty heavy shit. And it also creates the way for you to care for him in this lifetime and the dynamics of your relationship in that way. And this way you can release all this energy and all of you guys can truly be healed in a much better way than, from love, all right, that is happening, and your souls are calling this in, which is why you're asking about this. Really cool shit, really fascinating stuff. So I'm just going to ask God, is there anything in relation with this, anything else that we need to know about all this and how the dynamics work of all this? Because as you can see, there's going to be subconscious, psychological energies in our soul that are running all through all of this, that are present in this lifetime, in this day, in the way that they have manifested now. But what's really cool is how much everybody just loves Nicholas. Isn't it? It's just, oh my God. He's such a beautiful soul. Such a beautiful soul. And it doesn't mean that you're not, Nikki. You as well, obviously. The twin flame stuff, right? What you are is what you attract. This is why we love you so much, right? Okay. That said, is there any questions that you have, Nikki, if you're on here tonight in reference to this? Can you guys just wait about not 5 minutes, but a few minutes and see if Nikki asked any, or Nicholas has any questions in reference to this?
She did make a comment.
What'd she say?
She said, that's interesting. I'm paranoid if he skips a meal and ask him if he wants to starve himself.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Not funny, right? Not funny, but that's crazy, right? Crazy. Yeah. So there'll be other things, Nikki. See how you connected to that? Thanks for sharing that, because this lets everybody here know on our show that this is real, that people do tap into this. And this isn't the only underlying energy in lifetimes that cause or creates this. There's multiple lifetimes that we have at this level of God or love energy. And the souls who are us that came to heal ourselves on the planet and change the world. I mean, we have so many lifetimes, right? Because you can't get the wisdom and the space of love and the understanding of the highest form of love without going through and doing the experience, doing the work here in Earth world, right? Yeah, that's Saturn, man. Nothing ain't for free. You got to do the work, right? At whatever level, whatever kind of work it is, from love, to learn from love, to live it from love. Okay. So that's what she said. Anything else does she want to share? And I'm going to do a big clearing on all this and a big release on all this. Thank you, God, for that for us.
She says they don't have any questions. She said that's wild.
Yeah, it is wild. I just want to ask her, can you see where it relates with everything that I'm saying too, Nick? With your mom, with Sophia, with Nicholas, with the things that you're saying, the underlying energies of how your relationship rolls. Really cool shit. Incredible stuff. Does she see?
She says yes.
Yeah.
Just came up.
Yeah. Great, thanks. Okay, that said, let's do a really big clearing and release on this. Thank you, God, for us all connecting to this energy. If we all have this in us anywhere and everywhere in us, all energy that is all of this. Thank you for us connecting to it emotionally and in all that it is. Thank you for us feeling it, healing it, processing it, releasing it, and being free of it forever. And in place of this, put the best way to be from love in the purest form in this reality, any reality, and all that is. Thank you, God, for these gifts in our souls and in all we are, be, say, do, and create, and all that it is, and the best way for us to know something better, as well as abundance, the best place of abundance, and best way to be in abundance from this place of love as well, with all of this for all of us. Thank you for these gifts in our souls and all we are, be, say, do, and create, and all that it is, and the best way for us to know something better. Thank you, God, for that for us. Okay, ready to roll. What time is it, Ray?
8:07.
8:07. Great. Just keeping an eye on the time, peeps, so we can get everybody in. All right. So, what you got, girl?
Last question from last week is from Wendy Hall. It's about past lives as well. She said that 25 years ago, she started with having total panics of drowning on a boat. She wants to know, did I drown at some point in a past life?
Like panic attacks.
Yeah, it seems that way.
All right. So, Wendy Hall. Hi, Wendy. Thanks for coming. All right. And also, too, thanks for donating. Thanks for donating. And thank you, everybody, for all your donations. Don't let me forget. Thank you. All right. Super grateful. Wendy, let me see what comes in for you. Oh, wow. All right, God, what's the God's honest truth, the best understanding, visions, stories, God's honest truth, authentic of this that you're showing me for Wendy? Wow, what's the God's honest truth here? Best way to describe this, talk about this, and share all of this. Best understanding, wisdom, healing, everything that we need from love in the purest form for Wendy. Yeah. Okay. So Jennifer, could you please repeat what she said? Because I wanna see where this lines up with what I'm getting for now.
No.
Please.
I lost it, but she said about 25 years ago she started having panic attacks, like that she was going to drown on a boat.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. So here's what comes in. You know the story of Christopher Columbus? It's funny, but it's not really funny. Okay, it's really not funny. It's just crazy how universe works. Excuse me for my sniffly nose here. So I feel like you came over in Christopher Columbus times in a boat. I feel like you very much, it feels like you were somehow connected to Christopher Columbus and what is it they call it? The Nina, the Pinto, and the Pinta and the Santa Maria? Is that what they're called from way back when, from like traditional American history? You know, whether it's truth or not, of the truth of that I really don't give a fuck. But what I'm explaining about right now is that during these times, they did come over here. And Wendy, you were on one of these boats. Okay. And what happened is your family was on one of these boats. Okay. So I do feel hold on a second, because I see you as a little girl in like a mauve-ish pink dress, like a really worn out pink kind of a dress. And it has like, oh my God, that's why I'm wearing this little scarf. It has like little white lace like this on the bottom of the dress. And you're like 8, 9, 10, 11. You're a little girl. I feel like you're 8. You're 8 with like wisdom beyond your years, which is why I get 8, 9, 10, 11 at any given time. You can be super beyond your age during these times. What happened is so many fucking people died on this boat and on this ride and on this ship, which makes sense for these times, going back to malnutrition and scurvy and all the crazy shit and storms and those times, not like today at all. So I see you standing there with no shoes on, a little girl with not a lot of meat on you, with like this mauve-ish pink dress, and that lace is on all the borders of the dress. And you have like, I want to say like a light brown hair, and you're looking out at the water, and the vision I'm getting of you is from behind. So I see you just looking out at the water, but when I get in your space, you're like bones, and you are absolutely fucking terrified that you're never going to make it to land before you die. Okay? Absolutely terrified. Like no child should have to go through this shit. But this is that experience, which is also why you're a Gemini in this lifetime, because when you're a Gemini is like kings of wild ass fear. Wild ass fear, right? Intellectual shit that you think and rethink and get all fucking crazy with it, and your minds are so creative and you tap into everything in your soul, and so this creates massive anxiety, massive fear, right? This fear is definitely air signs are kings of fear, all right? They're traditionally known for that. okay, with tons of anxiety, okay. So this comes in as to why you're a Gemini and why you're asking about this. This is about your healing this lifetime and these fears in you. And so what happens is, on a subconscious level, might you know how old you were? Because on a subconscious level, things get triggered in our souls to come out in our reality for what? For healing, based on what happens in the transit and the stars, and based on how it hits our chart and our journey, our destiny, and what we've agreed to upon God and agreed to with God or universe or love, and what we ask God for in the moment, free will. So when you ask universe for certain things, other things happen. And in order for those other things to happen, like our fears will be released if we're so afraid that we don't have any money, for example, and we can't win the lottery, right? And we can't win the lottery, and we don't know why we can't win the lottery. It's because we're so afraid that we'll never win. We'll never have any money. So those fears got to go away before you can actually really win the lottery, if you ask God to win the lottery, kind of a thing. Do you see what I'm saying? This is all part of that. Usually it's far more complex than that. Along with that, especially when you're a really old soul. So this comes in, and I see you just standing there on the wooden boat, and you have like your toes. I see your toes, and you're like moving your toes on the board, and you're absolutely terrified. And this is the vision that comes in. You're afraid that you're going to die, that your parents are going to die, that you're never going to make it to land again. And this is what's going on. But here's what your soul needs to know, and what you need to know on a conscious level is you did make it to land, and your family and you were okay ultimately. So but that fear is still in there and doesn't go away. And that's why it came out when it did. There was something else that happened in your life in that time that triggered this, that you either asked God for. In other words, you asked God for something, and this fear was blocking that which you wanted to have happen, or was in your way, or asked God for. And this fear, because everything is emotions, and this is also evident, as to why when we can't communicate, we get all emotional and we can't communicate, because our emotional shit gets in the way. Like when we get pissed or angry or wild, and we think we're going to say something and we can't talk, or we can't say what we wanted to say, or we get so crazy and then we lash out at somebody. This is all that emotional shit. This is all that energy that tells you once again that this is the underlying that stops us with this darkness, this fears, right? Two things in this world create: love and fear. Everything comes from those spaces. All right. So this is why this happened years ago. Something in you, Wendy, triggered this by what you asked God for, a plan that you made, or something that you wanted to do, or something you physically did, like swimming, being on another boat. Boom! All of a sudden your soul releases this stuff, right? And that's how it works in this earth world reality, all right? So to let you know how this worked for you, all right, with this, let me just see what universe is saying. So what I would like to do is release all this energy for you. And do you have any comments or anything you want to add to that? Does this feel right to you? This is all part of your anxiety and stress that you have going on in you even to this day. This is just, layers from lifetimes, right? Super old gifted souls don't not have this going on in some way, shape, or form. Just a variation of the energy piled and piled and piled, like the toys in your kid's room that they never fucking clean up or never deal with. It piles and piles and piles. So it's like a mountain of fear. So we pull this out, we heal it, we clear it, we change it, we ask God to be free of it. So that's what we're going to do in a minute here, guys. And I just want to ask, is there any questions or anything else that Wendy wants to add or say or comment on this? Do you feel like this is right for you, Wendy?
She hasn't said anything yet.
Okay. Rachel said she hasn't said anything yet, and I feel like she's in the kitchen or doing something with her pets or something. You know how she does, like glass and shit. Yeah. All right. So what I'm going to do is, if you can answer Wendy, great. In the meantime, let's take this energy. Let's connect to this energy. All past life, that is all of this in all of us. That is this that's going on in Wendy. all energy that is all of this, all emotional energy that is all of this. Thank you, God, for us connecting to it. Thank you, God, for us feeling it, healing it, processing it, releasing it, and being free of it forever. And in place of this, putting the best way to be from love and abundance in the purest form of love in this reality, any reality, and all that is. Thank you, God, for these gifts in our souls, and when we are, be, say, do, and create, and all that it is in the best way for us to know something better. Thank you, God, for that, for us, right? All right, girl, a lot of healing tonight in this class. Past life shit is fucking wild, isn't it? It's like, woo, thanks God. Thanks God for this for us, right? Thursday night, too, we're doing a past life class. If you guys are interested, you can call in, video call in. It's $25 for like an hour and a half to 2 hours, and we're going to look at your chart this time and go into past life astrology via the chart, something you guys might want to do, which will be fantastic stuff. And we're also going to do like a live tarot night here at our shopping center with Sophia and Molly, two fantastic, amazing readers that we have who work with us, really great, high-end gifted people, just like all you guys. So we're going to do that in a class on Friday night. The classes are $25. The past life class is $25 as well. We do at least 2 classes every week, and then we do our live show, and then we got all this other stuff going on, and by the grace of God and love energy, we are able to balance it and do what we do, right? Okay, so thanks, Wendy. Do we have other questions from last week?
Not from last week. We have some for tonight.
Okay, great. Finally, we can get to tonight. All right. Go ahead. Who's got a question?
So the first one up isn't necessarily a question. It's from Kathy Warmack. Mm-hmm. She was saying that her lifetime family friend died at 92 the other day, and that his funeral is tomorrow. So it would be nice to send her some love.
In the process. Just going to send that out to you, girl, and to the family and to everybody. The best gift that when people we love pass away, the best gift that is brought to us from this is that it puts us in our hearts. With great suffering comes great being in our hearts. So that's a nice thing to remember or to realize and see when this stuff happens. And it's such a gift. Because in these times we can't be in our hearts more enough, So anyways, so many blessings, lots of love to you and everybody. Okay.
And then next up is Nikki had a comment. She mentioned that her mom lost $12,000 in 3 days from her 401k. Kind of what you were talking about earlier. And then Amanda Parr was asking if we should be stashing some cash or will all types of money not work anymore. She said that she's new to this possibility of being affected by the bigger things going on behind the scenes.
Never too late, Amanda Parr and everybody, never too late. Start investing in gold and silver if you can. Also cash right up front. What do you do?
Yeah, just joking around with Ray.
It's like I'm trying to do a show here. Right? I'm trying to do a show here, and I have Rachel and Jennifer fucking around behind the scenes. I'm like, what are you doing? What are you doing? This is the shit we got to deal with here, people. It's crazy shit. All right. So getting serious, for all of you guys. All right. I would not have more than $20,000 in cash, in safety net for you at your house. Anything more than that, if the dollar tanks, then your money at some point is going to be worthless when that does come. Okay. So $20,000 is the max, right? But it doesn't mean you take all your $20,000 and leave it in cash. All right. If $20,000 is all you got, that's okay. What you want to do is you want to take half of that and then turn it into gold and silver and valuable assets like that. Now, if you don't have a lot of money to spend on that, universe gets that. Gold and silver is God's money from the beginning of time. So really, and you guys can research this shit. In fact, it behooves you to. Don't just listen to me as word of God or word of love, right? I want you to do your homework. Ask love. Talk to God. Is this the God's honest truth about what Lynn's saying? Because I don't want to advise you to do something that you don't research and you don't make your own decisions that is best for you from your heart. However, based in what universe has guided me to and to share with everybody, this is the guidance I am giving and sharing with you guys for this from love. But ultimately, you make your own decisions about what's best. But that's why we do what we do. Ask God, ask love, ask universe. How much money is enough for you. If you have 20 grand and you can stash it somewhere safe, ask the universe where to put it, right? Where can it be safe? But make sure you have it, because as it tanks, there will be exchanges of regular dollars and you will need that money. So I would get it in different denominations, not just hundreds and fifties or $1,000 bills. Those of you who are loaded, good for you, right? May we all have super abundance in all ways from love, right? Okay, so I would get change. I would get, coins, coins as well, especially if you have any kind of retail business, you want to stock up on coins, as well as smaller dollars and denominations, singles, fives, tens, 20s, all of that, but also gold and silver, okay? Because here's the deal, and I know this is right. The banks and all the banks, the world banking system and all of that shit that's going on, they're trying to take all the gold and they're investing in as much of it as much as possible, because, for their own well-being, to preserve their wealth. Well, that's why they would do that, right? But they're not going to tell you that, because they have an ulterior motive of darkness that wants to take over everything. And if you have gold, remember, gold and silver are God's money from the beginning of time, right? Heavy shit, right? And they have always held their worth and value. However, they're not telling you the truth about what this money is really worth. So right now it's on sale at a fantastic discount, because they're lying to you here in Earth World, and they're telling you while a gold 1 ounce coin may be anywhere from $1,800 to $2,400, it's really worth $14,000 to $15,000. Okay, that one coin. When the economy tanks, it may go even beyond that. That's the steal deal of the century. Yeah. All right. One of the people who will guide you and tell you that I like to watch every once in a blue moon, because I don't have a lot of time, and whatever I'm guided to higher knowing, I'll pick and go to guided, it'll pop up on my thing, and universe is like, watch this, or my soul feels it, right? So one of these people that I like, and it doesn't mean you have to buy into everything that she does religiously, but Lynette Zhang, right? She's a master at finances. She's a really good person to tap into, to understand and listen to this, for those of you who want to get more financial guidance and wisdom. But she totally touts gold and silver, and she's right on, right? But also silver coins, right? These are all, and in physical earth world money, not on paper, not in stocks, okay? Anything that is electronic, right? And not that you don't literally own and have and hold and can touch, right, can be taken away from you. And I'd love to tell you that that isn't true. However, we have to be like Saturn, realistic. God's on his truth here in Earth World. This is the deal. So the best thing that you can do for Amanda Parr and everybody in these times, right, is invest in gold. If you have, let's say your whole life savings is 20 grand, I would take 10 of it and I would buy $10,000 in bigger gold coins, and then I'd buy grams, half grams of gold, right? Of 0.99999 gold bullion. Okay, now there's also something called numismatic gold, right? Because obviously I've done my homework on this shit over and over for the past 3 years, because I woke up in the morning one day and I was like, God, I had this wild dream, and I'm in my living room and everyone's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I gotta get gold. And I'm like, holy shit. I'm like, what am I talking about, right? And this is years ago already. Why? Because this is going to protect your wealth. This is going to help you guys all in the future. But you're going to need smaller denominations, because you figure if 1 ounce of gold is worth $15,000, then a gram is worth what? 1,500, 700, 800. Do you see what I'm saying? So if you're going to be doing trades with this money, as well as you want to have bigger coins and bigger denominations of it, like 1 ounce, right? 1 ounce coin, right? You are going to have that. And, maybe in the future I can bring some of these coins to show you guys, to give you an idea of what we're talking about here, the difference between grams and half grams. I did a class on this a while ago, a couple of classes, I think. But what you want to get is 0.999 gold bullion. All right. Walmart is a great site that you can trust that sells this through. I think it's AppMex, but there's also other sites, but also you can, and so you can order this shit through the mail. So if you only have $400 to spend, you can order 4 $400 worth of $100 gram of gold pieces of 999, 1 gram of gold. Do you see what I'm saying? So you ask universe the best way to do it, but if you have $20,000, I would try to invest 5 to 10 of that in gold and silver, right? And gold to hold your solid wealth, as well as silver to balance that out, is what universe tells me, okay? Because both of these things will be super valuable as time goes on. And here's the deal. Maybe we won't need it. Wouldn't that be a blessing, right? However, again, you want to prepare in Earth World, as well as with food, everything that you can think of that you would need, gardening, depending on what's coming, feel in your heart, ask universe, what are your best gifts and tools? Some people are really great at gardening, like my sister Jen and Rachel and Madeline, right? Gardening isn't my thing, right? However, neither is singing, okay? It is what it is, right? But we know our gifts, and if I wanted those gifts, I could ask God for them. I could ask love for them. But so I'm just being guided to share with you these things with the gold and silver, so that you have worth and value and can retain your abundance into the future. Because if you think about this, when the housing market collapses and the houses are worth a third of what they are now, you may have a gold coin that's worth 50 grand and you can buy 3 1-ounce gold coins, right? And they'll buy you a house. How cool would that shit be, right? So these are just ways for you to help you protect your wealth, guided by higher knowing, that is God. Now, I can't guarantee you what prices these are going to come out as at this time. Everything is up in the air, but I know what the universe is telling me right now, right? So I'm not making any promises to you. Ask God, ask love. Right now, I'm telling you that it's worth about $14,000 for a gold coin, which is really, the cost of it is like $1,800 to $2,400, depending on who you go, where you get it from. And there's also gold and silver shops, right? Coin shops, right? That you can buy that are local. You can Google them as well. If you're in the Virginia Beach area, you can contact us and we will share some of those places, okay? So you guys can do that, where you buy physical gold in Earth World, right? And but do your homework, pray for the best things, talk to God. If you need to speak to us, we will gladly help you, either here or on personal messenger. Send us if you have any questions. If you have any questions here. So universe is saying, if you can, now is a great time to get your money out of the banks, right? To be wise about what to do with your 401k, because it's not, the odds are that it's not going to get any better. And it doesn't mean you should invest all of your stuff in this, right? Actual physical assets are going to be great because they're harder to take from you, okay? But things like Bitcoin, as you guys know, the stock market, it doesn't hurt to have investments in there, but you don't want all your money in there. Always diversity, because this helps to protect you in Saturn's Earth world, right? But this is what universe is telling me. Don't keep a lot of money in the bank. If you can keep 10 grand or less in there, that's what I would do. And I would invest in other ways with my money. Things that are going to have, there's particular words. I think Lynette Zhang uses her in her video. They have a certain particular value, like things like antiques, things of like art, things of big value that you can retain your wealth in. But very important is this gold and silver to help you have security in your wealth in the times to come. Even if you don't need it, great, you still have it. Do you see?
Amanda's asking if the platinum, gold, and silver jewelry count.
Absolutely. Gold and silver jewelry count too. And it's cool that you said that. And that, Rachel, that you shared that with us with what Amanda says. Yes, your jewelry absolutely counts. And during the past recession, they would actually buy, they would allow you to, they wouldn't look at the jewelry that you wore. But here's the deal. The 14 karat gold and the 18 karat gold and the 24 karat gold is not solid 0.99999 gold bullion. So if you want to buy a necklace or a bracelet or a ring that really is that, you have to literally go find it, because that's not how it works here in Earth World. But if nobody teaches us, we don't know. This is all the wonderful wisdom universe has led me to in Earth World for our own benefit as well as everybody's, because we're all about great things for all of us. Okay. That said, and in those times in the last recession, like if you went somewhere and throughout history, they usually wouldn't take your literal gold chains and necklaces off of you. So a lot of people would invest in, a $10,000 solid gold necklace or a $5,000 gold necklace or a bracelet or rings and stuff, and would have a lot of jewelry on them, and it would be overlooked while they would take their coins and stuff. But remember, with God or universe, ask and you shall receive. Where there is God and love, there is a way. All right, always. And back in the Great Recession, what they did too is they limited your gold, and they told you had to turn in all your gold to the government, which to me is fucking bullshit and horrifying, right? So they may try to do that shit again, just like they're telling you, we're gonna take your stuff and you're gonna have nothing and be happy. That's bullshit, and it's up to us to stop that from happening. How do we do that? We talk to love. We ask God for the best way, and universe will guide us to everything we need on an individual level as well as on a collective level. Ask and you shall receive. So the most powerful golden coin I can give you is what I teach here on the show, because this is how you're going to have all the gifts of God or love in your physical reality and in all that you ask God for. You'll have the place to store your gold. You'll have the place to have it protected, and as well as all the gifts and tools that you need. And remember, food in these times, canned goods, stocking up on, blankets, lights, candles, toothbrushes, toothpaste, things that you may not be able to get that you can use for trade as well as for yourself and your best health and well-being, So think about products that people use every day, because this is also how you store your wealth. If you can have these products, whether it be, and also healing stuff, vitamins, minerals, herbs, essential oils, because, the way the healthcare market, everything is really falling apart to some degree. But remember, highest knowing of God and love knows what's going on, and what it's going to come down to is we're all going to be there for each other from love. And each time the shit hits the fan, or whatever it is for each one of us, right, we will talk to God, we will talk to universe, and love will guide us. And all these changes that are happening to us and in the world right now is all part of the grand design to bring us to the highest of elevation of love energy and to change the planet here, okay? So the grand plan of God is incredible because it is love energy that always wins. However, right, with whatever challenges, and in Saturn's Earth world, nothing goes really, really fast. So you got time, right? But you want to be prepared. You want to be prepared in these times, no matter what. And may it not happen. And that's what you pray for, whatever is best from love. But if you do need this, you got it. And that is security, right? In Saturn's Earth world. And so that's what you do, guys. Was there anything else with her question that she asked?
I don't think so. I think you got it all.
All right. So remember that I would invest in gold jewelry, like you said, but it's not the kind that you think. And 24 karat gold and 14 karat gold and different kinds of gold jewelry, like a silver pot or a silver vase, they will have value. Absolutely. A lot of times it's just a coating. A lot of times it is 14 karat gold or 18 karat gold all the way through. Okay. But, look into it, research it, bring it to a coin dealer, get an estimate, and ask God who the best people are. Ask God for the God's honest truth so that you know, right? And get more than one opinion, all right? Or more than one person to evaluate what the worth of whatever it is that you have, do you see? And always with your gold and silver, when you get it, you will come with a receipt and a paper validating that it is really what it is, right? Because there's a lot of charlatans and a lot of darkness out there who will try to sell you shit, which is why I said Walmart is a good place to go for a decent price. Walmart website, and they have all different sizes, all different kinds, right? You can also do the app max, but there's some places that get weird with it, all right? But definitely I would at least have $5,000 in gold if you can, but you have to pick and choose what is best for you. And then I would have some silver as well. But if you got more than that, fantastic. You have to feel again what is best for you, guided by your heart with higher knowing, okay? You don't know what that is, ask and you shall receive. Okay. Where are we now? Who's next? Thanks, guys.
Nicholas. When Nicholas moved to Paris, he had to leave his cat, and I hope I don't massacre this, Galembi, behind with his mother. So Apparently, Galembi died 2 weeks ago, and Nicholas just found out. So he wants to know, is she angry with him that he went to Paris without her? And is she happy in her next stage? And any messages from her?
Oh, Nicholas, man. Galembi is like you. I hope we pronounced the name right.
I know.
Because I know we massacre French here. At least I do. I'm like, right? And clear that out of us, God, now, please, from love. Okay. This cat is a female cat, I feel like, yes?
Yes.
Yeah. I feel Galembi is very much like you, Nicholas. She, and I'm going to cry because she just wants you to follow your heart. She doesn't have any bad feelings about it. She loves the fuck out of you. She's going to come back probably in this lifetime if you call her in. She's not mad. She's not angry. She totally, completely gets it, right? Completely. Loves you to death like crazy. She knows that you did the best you could do for her. She loved her time with you. And she goes, your mom? Not so much. However, she's not mad about it. She's happy that you're following your dreams. Pets are some of our best friends, and all they really want is what is best for us. There are super high-end God beings that have so many gifts to share with us and so much wisdom, and they get it like people never, so more often than not, will ever get it, right? And Galembi is one of those beings. Super cool. So that's what she wants you to know. She wants you to follow. I'm going to cry. Sorry. She wants you to follow your dreams and live your greatest life. And is that not what you're doing? And that's the greatest thing you can do. And again, our pets come back to us over and over in lifetimes, and you can call them in at any time. Oh, Rachel's crying with me. You all crying too. Totally get it. Yeah. So I feel like you can call her back in, give yourself time to heal, because it will not happen until it is authentic and healing for both of you in the healthiest space of love, right? I had a German Shepherd named Kayla years ago, and it fucking destroyed me because I was young when I had her, and she passed away, and it was really, really rough, and it took me like 3 or 4 years, and I asked God when she passed away that if it was best that she would come back to me. But it took me 3 or 4 fucking years to heal from that. I was a lot younger. I didn't understand the stuff that I understand now, right? On my spiritual journey and in my people journey as well. And I remember asking God for her to be returned to me, and then she did get returned to me in the form of a white German Shepherd named Nani, and Nani is who I named her. And so, but it took me 3.5 years for her to come back to me, because we both had to heal from that, and I needed time. I needed to cry my eyes out for 3.5 years. Not necessarily exactly like that. I'm just messing, but I needed time to grieve and to heal. And when it is best, it will happen if that's what's best for everybody. And like in Galembi's case, wanting to come back in. And I feel like this is a cat that's been with you for lifetimes, just like Nani, just like Kayla. And so if you ask for this, ask and you shall receive, but you let go of it, you let God, and ask that you be happy no matter when that happens. But you will know when that pet comes in, because when I knew instantly that Nani was Kayla. I went to the pound and all I could see was a big pink nose, and in that pound picture way back when my kids were little, this big pink nose, and I knew instantly it was her. I knew instantly it was the dog for us, and it was like happily ever after. I took my 2 little kids that were 2 and 4, and she was great with them. She was a white German Shepherd with metaphysical wolf in her, right? Oh, she was a fucking bear. She was just too much in her charm. I think Nikki knew her when she was here. Nikki, your other half, Nikki, knew her. Yeah, she was a bear. So, but you will know, and when it is time, you will just know, and instantly you will feel it, and everything will be in alignment. You know, everything from they'll like the same toys as that pet. They'll be cool with you using the collar, or you'll be cool with using a collar from the past, where normally you might put it in a box and hold it and cherish it special for that particular pet, right? Or just like you do with, let's say, the remains of your pet, your ashes, or anything special that you have from them, a blanket, right? But you may feel the urge to use that again because it's the same soul. Amazing stuff. Just like I knew instantly that it was Nani, and when I took her home and I got her out of the car, I opened the door and I thought she was going to run right in, but she ran to all the houses and I was like, oh my God, I'm going to lose her. And then she came right in, went in my house, and happily ever after. Never did anything toxic. I mean, was so grateful as a rescue dog, was so fucking grateful. Just incredible. You know, she was fantastic with my kids who were 2 and 4, and a lot of people wig out with what they consider in society aggressive dogs like pit bulls and German shepherds and Rottweilers, right? But with love, anything is possible. That's what pets are about too. So I feel like that's wisdom to be shared with you guys. If you have any more questions about this, excuse me, really incredible stuff. God is, universe is so incredible. Super magic. All right, that said, I hope that answers all your questions, Nicholas. And anyone else?
Not online, I don't think, but it is 8:45.
It is 8:45. See that? Perfect timing, guys. All right, our plan is to be here for next Wednesday, 7:15, for our live talk forum. Thank you guys so much for coming. I had a great time. Many blessings, lots of love. We'll see you here next week. And let me see, is there anything else for you guys? Oh, they're telling me, come from love for you. Come from love for you. Don't forget about you, especially in these times more often than not. Okay? Put you first. Me, know me. There's no world, right? Yeah? From love. So come from love for you. Do good things for you from love. Okay? Thanks, guys. Much love. See you next week.